Here's how you use the BT swivels on the forehand. Number one, line them up so they're shoulder width apart so you can bend your knees a little bit and get your hips moving in a figure eight. Also, make sure you're lined up with the 45-degree angle. It's very important how you line these up. And then all you have to do is keep your feet moving continuously because they'll move your hips continuously, which will move your arm in and out of the stroke. So the swivels are just an amazing tool. You can drop feed like this. You can have someone feed you like so, or you can have a ball machine. Either way, just go in and out. And it's a great way to train your stroke and be fully balanced. BT swivels are great for the one-handed backhand as well. Once again, you line them up at the 45-degree angle, about shoulders width apart. So you don't want them too wide or else you can't use your hips. If they're too narrow, you can't use your hips. So you want them in that athletic pose right here. And the easy way to get on them is just get on one at a time. Very simple, very low to the ground. And all you have to do is drop feed, turn in, turn out, turn in, turn out, or someone can feed you the ball, drop feed you. Either way, it's great, or have a ball machine. Swivels, there's just nothing like it for getting that non-linear ground stroke. You want to get your hips involved because that's where all the power is, right? The control is at the 45, but the power comes from the body. So you learn to move those hips once again in this continuous slow figure eight motion where you're never stopping and it's seamless. You see, as I get all the way in my backswing, I just continue on into my follow through. So it really is that figure eight motion that gives you all the power on the backhand. So once you've lined it up, get yourself out there and start hitting two-handed backhands using the figure eight, right? Letting the racket trail in both directions. And that's where you'll find all your power. It's a great way to get connected. See how the stripe on his shorts, we do groundies, we do swinging volleys, and it's a great way to get connected, get your timing, make your body more flexible, more balanced, and a great way, like I said, to tie in your hips to your body and out to your racket head. So you use a lot less effort and you have the most efficient stroke possible. Another thing I like about using the swivels is your coach can come over to the side and say, hey, I want to clean up the lines in your swing a little bit. Instead of being so stiff, yeah, let's get that right shoulder dipping and that left hip rising and get a little smoother stroke. So the swivels are great once again for just improving your stroke, cleaning up the lines. So give it a shot. I think you'll really enjoy it. It'll loosen you up for the whole weekend and use it every morning. Hey, good morning. Let me give you an idea of how I train pretty much every day for the last 30 years. Might have missed a day or two here and there, but try not to. I do this every morning, every night, and I only do it for a minute or two. And it seems to make a big difference. I feel like I should be a tennis player, not just when I'm on the court, but, even on the days that I don't play, I want to feel like a player. So that means I want to feel flexible, balanced, and coordinated, I guess. So here's what I do every day. I get on these swivels every morning and I just slowly turn, kind of ease my way into the day. Then maybe I'll do a little figure eight, right, where I can feel my strokes, forehands, backhands, over the top. Just do this for a minute or so, crack a few vertebrae. Then I get my hands on my hips and I feel a whole different stretch. And I really pull with my hips, if you notice. And I try and get lateral movement as well as vertical, right? My hips rise and, slide out to the right and left. And that really does help loosen up my lower back. And then I take my hands and I put them behind my back. And that sort of gets my chest a little bit and my shoulders, as well as my hamstrings and my pelvic and my hips. Feels great. Then I put my hands behind my head. And for some reason, that really is a big stretch right in here. And it just feels everything feels so good when I do this. And Just a couple of minutes makes such a big difference for me. Like I said, in the morning and right before I go to bed. Then I like to get a really intense stretch, and I'll take my hands like this, and I'll go as far as I can. You heard that crack, I think. I heard it, felt it. Plus, it helps me get my balance together, right? My vertical axis, right, has to be true. Uh, and sometimes I'll do it with my hands on my hips, which is similar, but it feels a little different. Everything I do on these feels just slightly bit different when my hands are in a different position. So that's really about it. And that's, like I said, about a minute or two. And it makes me feel, like I said, coordinated, balanced, and flexible. And that's what I want to keep feeling as I get into my golden years. So, anyway, just wanted to show you how I like to stay in tennis shape.